Welcome to the Hasn't Been 3 Days podcast with your hosts, Justin and BJ. We talk about 3-day-old news, sports, and whatever else we want to talk about. You, the MVP listener, you listen in, you laugh, you hate on our takes. But if you're going to hate on our takes, just wait till it's been 3 days. And you can email us at the email box, 3dayoldpodcast@gmail.com, or you can email us or DM us in our LinkedIns and our Facebooks or whatever else you want to find us, all of our socials. So we're back. It's been a week. We're excited to bring you another episode, and I'm thankful for tonight. Tonight is an episode we've all been waiting for. We have waited an entire season for this episode, plus more. So without further ado, Justin, would you tell us who we have tonight joining us?
Well, we welcome in my parents, Tim Rabel and Sharon Rabel.
Hello.
They get to join us this evening for all the truths behind lies, I guess. Part of their lies, though. But, yes, they've been my parents for 44 years.
And counting.
And counting.
That right there is a problem.
Yeah. So, they've been hesitant through a whole season of episodes. Season 1 said they never were going to do it. Then they came to peer pressure. So here they are.
Everybody.
My dad kept on saying he didn't want to be a part of it because he didn't want the truth to come out about things that he was involved in.
I wasn't involved in anything.
Yeah.
He's pleading the fifth tonight. Yeah.
Already. So this is going to go well. But yes, so we're pleased to have them here.
Yeah.
We might do a whole hour or two. We'll see how far this goes.
Yeah.
Well,
I appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I mean, when Justin pitched this idea and we thought about it, our friends, he texted our friend group, like our core friend, Nate and Jeff and Brady, and they're like, "Are you guys serious?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're doing this." And then to come to find out, you guys listen every week, and you guys have been supportive, and my parents have been supportive. And so I just want to say thank you for that. Thanks for being on tonight. We're going to have some fun. We've had some fun memories with the Rabels. And so I'm glad you're here.
Well, glad to see you finally. It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a year.
1 year.
It's not like it's been 10 years.
Oh.
It's not like you moved to random
Oregon.
Town in Nebraska and forgot about you.
Are you still in the United States?
Barely.
You're really close to being out of the United States.
I tell people I live in the other part of the world because, I mean, you cross the Rocky Mountains and you guys know, you've been out here before, but it's a whole nother world out here for sure. No doubt about it.
It's beautiful.
It is, yeah. Very fortunate. That's the worst part, though, is that I'm not close to you guys and can't just get in the car and head on over to Lincoln. So, yeah. But,
yeah, it's too bad. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Well, we're going to jump right in. I got a list. I got a legal pad here sitting here full of questions and stories that I can't wait to talk about. So I'm going to start with an easy one. Who is your favorite child?
Well, we know it's Nate because he was adopted.
I'm just kidding.
Just joking.
I think Sharon would say Nate.
Mom would say
it
Nate.
depends on what time of year. If it's close to their birthday, they're my favorite. Christmas, a little old. That's a hard one.
Why don't you tell the story how you gave me my name from? You want to tell that story? You want to tell that lie?
Tell that lie.
This is how Justin got his name, according to me. He was born on the 22nd of December. In those days, it's not these days anymore. In those days, you used to have to stay 3 days in the hospital. So what day did he come home?
Christmas Day.
Just in time for Christmas. So thus, Justin Rabel.
Just in time.
What name was I supposed to be, Mom?
Kristen.
Yeah. Well, we knew that was down the hatch.
Yeah.
Like right away.
We had to kind of scrap that.
I scrubbed that one right away.
Dad knew right away.
Well, at least Justin is better than like heathen or something like that.
Yeah, right.
But his grandpa called him Jason for like 3 years.
Well, that's a good name
Jason.
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's
So
how
it
that
sounds like a nature favorite. We got it.
Well,
No,
it's
favorite. All my kids are the same with me. Sharon's a different story.
Depends on the day.
No, Sharon loves Nathan, and she despises the other two.
wow. I was just kidding about this question, but it's come out.
No,
Oh,
no,
no.
we're trying to get follows here now. So
Yeah, we're getting some. That'll be good. We'll get some mail this
good
time.
information.
Yeah. Well, it is closer to Nate's birthday, I think, than the other two right now. So
He's my favorite right now.
right
Yeah,
now, So
we're 28 days from his birthday.
that's right. That's right. You heard it here first. Nate
And
Rabel
our
is the
son-in-law's
current
birthday
favorite.
Same day.
Oh yeah, our Michael's husband, his birthday's the same day. So
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's easy for me to remember.
yeah, let's ask that question. How much? Well, you were probably on a lot of drugs because you were having Michael.
Always.
But the story always comes up is, well, how come you allowed a 5-year-old to name my sister? What's this true story on this? Let's hear it.
Okay. I never had any ultrasounds done to see what I was
What you were gonna have?
what I was gonna have.
And we still don't know.
No, I had no girl names picked out because I knew she was going to be a boy. And Justin, on the day I was going into the hospital, he said he'd bring me home a baby sister. I said, okay. I said, you may name her. And which I thought I was going to have a boy anyway. So, yeah.
So she lived up to promising me to name the kid.
I promised him.
Wow.
I had no girl names picked out.
And there was no other Michael that we knew at that time.
So we went with it.
And
5-year-old named his sister.
It's Michael Lynn, right? Michael Lynn?
Right.
Yeah.
Lynn is our brother-in-law. I always knew the middle name, whether boy or girl, was going to be Lynn.
Good. Yeah.
But it was just the first name.
Yeah.
And it was always supposed to be spelled different, according to me, but I didn't get my vote on any of it. It was supposed to be M-Y-K.
What?
E-L.
Oh,
Yeah.
M-Y-K?
Yeah, it was going to be, yeah. But
Yeah.
you got
So
Yeah.
that must be a thing because when we named our kids, I got the spelling. I got to spell them, so I didn't want traditional spelling for like Elliot. Elliot is not traditional spelling. Then his middle name is James Nicholas, and I spelled Nicholas like I was drunk, and so his
You have a random Q in there that's silent.
He told me, he goes, Dad, I still don't know how to spell my middle name. Yeah. So that was a bad thing too, because when we had him, he was a preemie, so he was like early, and he was down in the NICU. Well, Alicia had a procedure done, and so she couldn't go down to the hospital, down to the NICU to see him right away. But when she did, she's like, "What did you name him? They won't let me go back and see my kid." I said, "I named him what we'd agreed on." She's like, "Well, how'd you spell it?" I said, "I don't remember."
I just took a lot of letters and threw them out there.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
This is Y, isn't it?
It's
Elliot?
Elyott. Yep.
Okay, I remember there's a Y. I just didn't know where it was at.
Well, we wanted to call him Eli.
So go ahead.
We wanted to call him Eli because he was born the year that Eli Manning beat Tom Brady to beat the undefeated season. And the bet between Alicia and I, because I wanted to name him Elway, and she wanted to name him something Elliot, I think. And then we compromised. She goes, "You can't name him Elway," and I said, "Well, how about Elijah? And we can call him Eli either way." And so that's what we went with. And so it came down to if Eli Manning won the game, somehow we made a bet, and she won the bet, so it became Elliot instead of Elijah or Elway is what I really wanted to call him. So,
That's the first time I've heard that story.
So then Michael got that, uncommon.
And see, Michael, that was also all supposed to be one name, Michael Lynn.
Michael Lynn.
Because Lynn was going to be right on the end of to Michael, so one name.
But then
Michael
someone hit the space bar.
No, I just got overruled.
Yeah.
As always, I never get the last word.
All right. Well,
That's good. That's good. So, well,
we can
good.
get that story out of the way.
But that's favorites.
That's
No
the favorites.
No favorites. They're all the same.
Why don't you tell everybody? I mean, we have mainly our audience is people who are friends of ours who have loved us and known us and continue to check in on us. And so they, by default, they love you more than they love us. So why don't you tell people what you've been up to lately? Are you working? Where are you working? What are you doing? Are you retired? Are you enjoying life? What are you doing?
Who are you talking to?
Both of them.
I do that every time we have guests on. I'm sorry, Tim. Let's start with you, Tim.
Well, I am kind of working. I drive railroad crews to their trains. That's what I do. It could be anywhere in pretty much the central southeast Nebraska. And I do go sometimes all the way down to Kansas City.
Nice.
But
And
that's all for there.
when I was there last year, you were telling me some stories that you were back in the Superior area, back where some of my family was.
I do a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, a lot.
That's
It's
good.
always 3 o'clock in the morning now. It's always early in the morning when I'm in Superior. And there's nothing going on. I don't think the cats are even out in Superior at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Who cares about cats?
No, that shows there's nobody there.
Cats are done chasing the mice.
You don't see nothing at 3 o'clock in the morning in Superior.
How long have you been doing that?
Oh, 5 years?
Going on 8.
Whoa, 8 years. A long time. 8 years.
They realized they couldn't be retired together, so they both kept semi-retirement jobs.
Yeah.
So, Sharon won't let me home that long.
No.
She says I have to get out.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, so I can get
my story.
What do you
I
been
want
up
to be
to, Mom?
retired.
whatever. I work at the daycare still, 4 days a week, 3 hours,
3 days a week.
and sometimes only 3. Depends
Most
on my
times
mood.
only 3.
So,
Oh.
semi-retired.
How many hours a day?
3.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
That's
That's
pretty good.
Just enough to say they got out of the house.
Yeah.
So are you
Yeah.
still in the same role that you were in when we worked together?
No, I stopped teaching about 2 years ago. I give the teachers their breaks.
Oh, so you're doing what I used to do when I worked with you. Oh, okay, cool.
I think the only reason she goes into work now is to rat people out.
Yeah, that sounds about right. that sounds about right.
Yeah, maybe.
That's the stories I hear anyway.
Well, she has to be a part of the gossip. So
That's true. I would go in to give your co-teacher a break, and we'd sit there and talk. I'd worked with Sharon for a few years there when I worked at the daycare, and always enjoyed our time. Sharon, let me tell this story about Sharon because this is where I get sappy and real. But Sharon taught me a lot about taking care of kids, and I mean, when I went into the baby room to give a break, I was scared like crazy. And Sharon's just like, hey, you can't be scared. Just this is what you got to do. You know, you got help, all these things. But you helped me so much to learn how to take care of those babies. And I still, when I had my own kids, it was like Sharon Rabel taught me this. You know, I was able to do things because of working with you. So thank you for being a good friend and a good coworker for sure.
Well, I tell you one thing, she does do that. She is able to tune kids out.
I know.
She knows what they're doing, but she tunes them out.
It's like her own
one thing
kids,
she
too.
told me is when you pick up a kid, if you have high anxiety picking up a baby, they sense that,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll let you know that they don't feel comfortable around you.
Yeah.
And so that really helped me out. That's what she helped me out doing. That and changing diapers.
Yeah. There was one little girl in the baby room. She was getting ready to promote, I remember. But there was something that happened with talking about that same situation where she just was not comfortable with some of the other workers. And I remember a few times somehow she and I bonded. And it was with your help, but she was getting to that place where we were feeding her baby food in the jar and not the bottle and all this stuff. And she was getting ready to promote. And there was a few times that you would call me into your room because she wouldn't eat from anybody else. And so I can't remember her name, but she was a lot of fun. And I just remember those. You're right, Tim. I mean, they can sense it. They're like, they got radar on them. Those babies are dangerous, you know.
They do. I've noticed the babies like the male teachers. There always used to be around the women, the mothers. They pick up. They like the man. I don't know how to explain it.
I do.
We'll teach them how to drive better.
Yeah. It's just
they already know, Mom, that you're a bad driver.
Don't ride with shit.
Yeah. They just, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the men that work there, they became comfortable with them. I think because you played with them, you paid attention to them. I don't know. So
yeah, it's hard. It's hard telling. I only worked at the daycare to pick up girls, so.
Yeah, we know. I remember.
Pretty much every job you have.
Mom, how many girlfriends did BJ have at the daycare?
Oh.
No, remember, he's just starting out in a new relationship.
It's okay. She's already heard all this.
I remember a couple. Was there more than two?
No, probably not. I would think Nate went through the girls more than I did at the daycare.
I was telling her.
Yeah, what do you think about your son going to the daycare just picking up girls? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So there was at the time
or
who, me?
Yeah.
I was getting married.
Yeah.
No, you were getting married.
You were followed.
Didn't Nate marry any of those girls? No.
No.
I think there was a competition between you and Nate.
Oh, jeez.
So I think you were about equal.
Oh my God.
It was always, especially when there was a new teacher that would start, it was depending on, I don't want to throw her under the bus because I'm sure she's married and has a great life now.
What about Jeff?
Jeff was part of that. Then Sean Yost was part of that too. Well, you can't forget Todd too. Todd before Jeff.
Yes.
So there was a few guys that worked there that would always look at the new teachers for sure.
Right, so we didn't have cops in the parking lot.
Always felt sorry for the new ones starting. I really did. I kind of sat back and I told, whispered to him, I said,
stay away from the guys.
Be prepared. They will be coming.
Oh my gosh.
They will try to put the charm on you. Yeah.
Yep, they will.
Oh gosh.
No, it's true.
Yeah, those were some good memories for sure. Tim, didn't you work at the daycare a little bit too?
I did.
Yeah, for a little bit, right?
Yeah, not very long.
About an hour.
About an hour.
I was kind of like a fill-in person.
Okay.
Somebody.
Everybody in the Rabel family worked at the daycare except for me.
Nobody wanted you there.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I had fun there. It was fun.
So, can I ask? Is it even possible? Like, who's the director there now?
Her name is Lauren Campbell. I don't think she started. No, she wouldn't have been there.
No.
I think she's probably in junior high when you worked there.
Yeah, she probably. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
cool. Well, it's good that it's still going and good memories there for sure. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, the future of it, we don't really know what the future of the daycare because of the building being sold, but
right now
they're staying.
We're staying there. So
Noah's Ark will never sink.
That's true.
That's
true. That is true.
Just might end up in a different area.
Yeah, on top of a mountain.
I'm on top of a mountain.
So anyway, BJ, I got one for you.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this.
Oh no.
We were playing croquet in your backyard.
Okay.
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 years and years ago.
So are we inside the fence or outside the
We're
fence?
inside the fence.
Okay.
You had a tree in your backyard that had
split.
Yeah,
the split tree.
There was a crotch about 2.5 feet up off the ground.
Yep.
And you hit my ball. How did you get that ball to stay in that crotch of that tree? Is what I want. It took me about 10 shots to get out of there.
I vaguely remember playing croquet back there. I don't remember doing that, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty good at what I do, so maybe no.
It was the best. I was like way ahead of everybody. And all of a sudden, I'm in the crotch of a tree.
I like how you keep on calling it a crotch of a tree.
Well, the white.
Well,
I mean, what else would you call it? Yeah, I mean,
upside down.
If your legs are open, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, it was the best shot in yard croquet that I've ever seen.
I like how that.
Do you remember? Did it like roll up the tree? Those 2.5. I remember the tree vividly, but did it roll up? I didn't get that thing airborne, did I?
Yeah, I think it was airborne.
Oh my word!
Because
wow.
it had to be airborne for me to get it out of there. I might have broke a mallet or two trying to get it out of there.
Oh man!
Probably why we had to stop the game. But yeah, I remember that. That's
good.
It was the greatest shot ever.
So
you don't remember that, huh?
I remember playing. I don't remember doing that, but I remember playing croquet back there.
That was so many years ago, though.
Do you remember that, Justin? I'm sure
I don't think I was there. I don't remember this croquet game.
Oh, it might have been Nathan.
Probably.
Maybe just BJ and I were playing.
Well, it could have been, yeah.
There wasn't a lot of times when I was around that you were over, like you guys were over at Rod Mary's with everybody. I don't remember a lot of times, so it might have been after I moved that you guys started.
Could have been. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember everybody going over there when it wasn't like a church event, because that's why BJ asked if it was inside or outside the fence, because if it was a church event, it would have been
on the other
more
side.
outside versus inside the fence. So.
I haven't played croquet since that.
Yeah, you ruined his croquet.
You ruined it.
I'm sorry. Hey, next time we come to Lincoln, we'll have to play croquet, and you can get revenge.
You know what? The tree's no longer there anymore.
That's true. Yeah.
BJ, do you remember? You were in my dad's Sunday school classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember he wasn't?
I don't think BJ was.
I was never in his class. So he taught junior high when we were there, and I was in senior high. So I was never in his class, but we always ate his breakfast that he brought. For sure. And then I remember, so this was another thing, because we talked about this on one episode about what'd you call it?
Texas trash.
Texas trash.
Oh, when I cleaned out the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the Texas
trash. Yeah.
So, so you made Texas trash that was a lot, for those people that are listening that don't know what we're talking about. It was almost like a Rice Krispie treat concoction, but with anything you could find in the cupboard.
And then you make it spicy. You make it hot. That's the Texas.
Okay.
You can eat anything and you throw hot on it.
And then you put corn syrup and you bake it in the oven.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and
I
remember
we all have diabetes.
I remember we'd be trying to have Sunday school in the main room, and then Tim's class would always get loud. Must have been when the corn syrup kicked in or something, but they would get loud in there. But then I remember going to your house and asking you questions about it, and you'd show me what you do. But then also, this is one thing people need to know about Tim Rabel. Tim Rabel makes the world's best malts. Absolute world's best malts. And I want to know, Tim, is there a secret ingredient to your malts?
Breast milk.
I don't know where he's getting it from, but
oh no, that's not it. That's another story.
He says breast milk.
I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh. I couldn't.
Malt powder.
No, there's no secret. Other than I put raw egg in my milk.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, it's just a regular malt.
Wow.
I use a lot of malt powder.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you have one when you came back last year? Did you make them?
No.
Okay. I think we were trying to make that work, but
we had Valentino's instead.
Oh yeah,
Valentino's malt.
Valentino, can't make Valentino malts.
Put a Valentino's pizza in a blender.
No, that's not. Your jaw's not broken. Oh my gosh. Breast milk, he says.
no, don't have.
Well, yeah, no, malts were.
That's another story.
Yeah, malts were the best. I mean,
yeah,
just always eating at mom and dad's house too. Dad used to make pizza all the time.
Well, everything I make is really good.
Yeah,
Sharon makes really good lasagna.
That's all I make.
mm-hmm.
Her lasagna is the best.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But yeah, no, your malts are really good. Like I could put on 20 pounds in 2 days.
Yeah.
Easy.
That's why we don't have a blender anymore.
Oh God. So maybe if you get 2 blenders for your wedding, you can get one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's true. I'll put it on the registry, an extra blender. So, yeah, that'd be good. Do you remember? You did a lot with the church and with the youth group, but you also did some things that people may not have known you for. One of the first memories we had of Tim Rabel was Tim was also the janitor of the church at a certain season in life. And when we first moved there, we learned about some of your shenanigans in my dad's office. And I'm just curious if there's any that are memorable to you that you're just like, you know what? Let's see what I can get away with. Like, hold on. First of all, I need to know this. My dad didn't fire you though, did he?
Fire me from being a janitor?
Yeah.
Did he let you go to be a janitor?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
No.
Good. Okay.
We can call Rob real quick if you'd like. No.
Anyway,
what was your favorite prank you did to him?
The things that I remember being told happened in your dad's office was all the books being turned around on the shelves and desk drawers being turned around so they were backwards.
Yeah.
You know, like the left drawer's over on the right side. And now the one thing that did not happen that should have happened, and it was going to, but Rod must have found out, was in his bathroom in his office.
Oh, jeez.
There's a mirror, and we always wanted to get one of those stencils where it says things are closer, or we were going to put things are larger than they appear in this. You know, like you put a mirror of a rearview mirror.
We should have got a
That
funny.
did not ever happen, but it should have. I only just through the grapevine that these things should have happened. I didn't know anything about these things at all.
We should have got a funny mirror is what we should have done. Yeah. Like one of those carnival mirrors. Yeah. That would have been awesome.
One of those light mirrors like we have for our snowman.
Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
The infinity.
But anyway,
what things
I do know what you're talking about, though, because your dad came up to me one Sunday and he said that his earphones got ran over or got busted in his office. And, I didn't know anything about that. Huh. So, but I didn't know anything about all of it. So,
I didn't do it.
I didn't know anything about that. Yeah. And I told him that I didn't know anything about it.
Well,
but I have a feeling it might have been the vacuum cleaner thinking back. Because he said it was on the floor.
Oh, okay.
The vacuum cleaner ate it.
So that could have been a possibility.
What stories did your dad tell you, BJ?
Yeah, what stories did he tell you?
Those,
I don't remember.
Those that you mentioned, the books and the drawers, that was all. It was never anything bad. I mean, the things we did as teens to the youth pastor was worse than what Tim did to my dad. What Tim would do to my dad, or no, allegedly what would happen in my dad's office allegedly were all good fun, and I think that's obviously why Tim and Sharon and my mom and dad get along still to this day.
I'm thinking the janitor always does it.
So
everything, the janitor always does it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, good point. So that's good.
The sermon was bad. Janitor's problem.
Okay. But the best thing, teaching the youth, leading the youth, is this is way after you guys left. Tyler was the youth pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler
Watson.
Yeah.
And you guys were totally gone then, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I had arranged it with Tyler and Nathan. We were going to go over. We were going to have my 5th and 6th grade class. We're going to have a sleepover at the church, an all-nighter at the church. So we were going to go over to Tyler's and TP. Something I don't know nothing about is TPN.
You agree?
I don't know nothing about TPN and soaping. Don't know nothing about that at all. But we were going to go over, and I was going to have the 5th and 6th graders teach me how to TP and soap Tyler's house, which was your old house. So that's why I figured the Steelers were gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
I figured it out myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I had arranged it with Tyler and Nathan as we were gone out of the church to come over to the church and just tear through their stuff.
Just like,
and they did a really good job. I had girls in my class that were crying because their stuff was all over the place. It was so funny.
Wow.
I didn't know nothing about it.
Let's just remember, my dad used to drive the getaway car all the time for TPing houses constantly.
Yeah, I had no idea what TP meant.
Whatever.
So
they said they're TP. I thought they were just going to, I didn't know what that was, but I was driving.
Whatever. You were the one buying bulk toilet paper constantly.
We haven't we seen that song?
Oh yeah. Did Brady ever tell you that story?
What story?
When you guys first moved to Lincoln, I think 4 or 5 of us went out one night, went to Hy-Vee, which was down on O Street, 6th or 70th O. And Brady was this little boy that never hardly said anything. I mean, he did not ever say anything. We had like 8 packs of toilet paper, and the woman was kind of giving us, what are you guys going to do with all this toilet paper, Well, I feel the run's coming.
I feel the runs.
So somehow I got Brady to get on the speaker, the overhead speaker, which is right by the checkout, and sing the Hy-Vee song in the middle of the store. There's a happy smile in every aisle.
Wow.
About this because I vividly remember him. I was in shock that he would even say yes.
Brady's a senior pastor now. He's going to deny everything.
Well, I know he'll deny everything. Kind of like with me. You just don't know about this stuff, but you hear stories.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll hear a story about that.
That's a story I've never heard before.
I don't think I've ever heard that story either.
Well, it happened.
Well, guess we'll have to confirm it maybe in March.
Maybe we will have to.
So, how many times did you TP a church house?
A church house?
Like,
You mean like a
different people live there. So a parsonage. Like, how many? Either one. I mean, if you.
I don't know anything about TP. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, let me think.
Well, we TP. We TP essentially your house, the South Street house, multiple times. Like multiple times, but you didn't. It was mainly the backyard, though.
And you TP poor Byron and set him on his doorstep.
Yeah, we actually TP Byron.
Yeah,
we did TP a person one time.
Yeah, he was.
And we left him on
his front
doorstep. Yep, I remember that.
Were you with us the night that we were TPing their house and they opened the window? I think it was their dad.
No, it was a brother.
I think
was it one of the brother? And they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Nothing."
I didn't know what you guys were doing. I was in the car driving.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, we got busted that night.
You had to run like 3 blocks.
Yeah.
We ran or you guys ran along.
You didn't do any running. You just sat in the car.
Oh.
There's many times people would be spending the night at our house, and Dad's like, "Well, you guys want to go do something? You go TP a house?" Or he's like, "Get in the car, let's go," and then we just go find random people.
Yep.
Sometimes we didn't even know the house.
Well, that's true.
We didn't know if we had the right house or not.
That's true. That's true.
One night we TV'd the house so well that there was a nice west breeze coming. It's the middle of summer.
West breeze.
There was a west breeze, and we TP'd. They were on the west side of the street, and the toilet paper. That's what TP stands for. Now I know that now.
Thanks.
Stands for toilet paper. It was streaming all the way across the street.
Yeah,
it was so pretty.
That.
It was so pretty. You just sit in amazement and watch it and watch it happen.
Well, this segment was brought to you by Cottonelle. Make sure your butt's clean. Get every crevice.
Get the run.
You can't do that now because toilet paper's like gold now.
Well, that and cameras on doorsteps everywhere.
That ruined the fun.
Yeah, cameras ruined everything.
We can't do any of the fun things we used to do. We'd forking or forking people's yards. We did that a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't do.
I've heard of people doing.
We didn't do flamingos.
I always wanted to do flamingos.
So
you did. We did the political signs, right?
Brady and Nate and Phil, I think, did that, and they realized that's a crime. You can't do that.
Yeah,
well, so toilet paper.
Well, true. We did in Illinois. We started doing actual toilets. We would put toilets in people's yards. So if somebody was doing a remodel, we would take their toilet and we would go put their toilet on the middle of their yard.
Used?
Oh yeah, used. Yeah.
No, was it used? Like you left it used?
Oh, you mean like use it in the yard and then leave
it?
No, I never did that.
Right here, please.
That would be worth it. And then
catch it on fire. Sitting there
on fire.
Wow. Guys, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm trying to poop real quick. Leave me alone. What is gone with this interview?
Yeah, it went.
In the 50s, in the 40s and 50s, they used to
you weren't even born in the 40s.
Pick up dog poop and put it in a sack and then catch it on fire. You could do that with your toilet.
Yeah.
That's true.
But
maybe we should try that next time.
We should on camera for everybody in HD.
No, cameras have ruined all that.
Cameras have ruined. I mean, I guess if you go up to the camera and put tape over it, they'll never know. But
they'd be out there so fast.
I know. Yeah,
it's true.
The kids just don't understand.
Yeah. The fun.
The kids don't understand.
Yeah, they don't understand all the fun that we've had.
I don't remember. Did you ever go camping with my dad?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they did. I mean, we did all that, I think, right before they moved here. We did a lot of camping with the youth group.
Oh, gosh.
But we never, I don't think we ever, the one time, we didn't camp with adults when we camped in Lincoln. We went out one night.
It wasn't adults.
But it would have been the year. It would have been like when Dad and like Jerry Heaston
and I we took them out.
Yeah, they used to take them out.
Like I said, no adults.
Yeah, we used to take kids out snipe hunting. Take everybody out snipe hunting. So you never went snipe hunting, did you?
Do you know what that is?
I knew what it was, so I never. I helped you get some people to go do it, but I never was able to. I never was the victim of snipe hunting.
Never caught it in your pillowcase, huh?
Nope, never did. We had some memorable nights at your house, though, sleepovers at your house. What was it like, Sharon, having your friends have their friends over at your house? Were you ever sick of us?
No, because I knew where you guys were at.
Yeah.
No, it was great to have all you guys around. really was. I just went downstairs and hid. Yeah.
Well, that was the nice thing. Mom and Dad's room was downstairs, so
Yeah.
they'd just go downstairs, and then we would just have the run of the whole house.
And remember what I told you about her being able to just
Tune out
tune
everything.
out everything. As the kids got older, they got more enhanced.
Now,
She was able to tune out better.
I should have them at our house and, going crazy.
Well, Justin, is there anything that since the statute of limitations is up,
Uh-oh.
is there anything that you and Nate or Michael or you and your friends did at the house that when your parents weren't home that they never found out about and maybe they still don't know about, but you need to confess now?
Oh, so we made a miniature golf course in the house when Mom and Dad were gone, like full-fledged miniature golf course. We broke this pitcher at the end of the hallway, like just a full golf swing down the hallway, broke this glass pitcher, and it had like a little hat that matched the pitcher above it, and we thought we were in so much trouble, and then I convinced my siblings. There wasn't any friends around, it was just the siblings. I said, we should take this down. We took all the glass out of it and hung it back up on the wall. And it wasn't until after we were married. Becky and I were already married.
2010.
And they redid the end of the hallway and they took it down. And I said, did you guys ever notice that picture? And Mom and Dad had no idea that picture ever broke. It sat there on the wall forever.
So you could tell how long I dusted.
Yeah.
No dusting.
I don't know. I mean, we did.
You were
I
pretty.
don't know.
Oh, I remember.
I probably snuck out of the house a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I remember a couple Nebraska memorabilia whiskey things that might have been tampered with a little bit. Maybe a tequila bottle, or not tequila, but a
I don't know what you're
Sake bottle.
Oh, jeez.
It might have been tampered with a little bit, and we did notice that. But the kids were so hungry.
We were of age at that point.
Yeah.
I remember, so that sake bottle, I never drank the sake.
Whatever.
But I will say this. I mean, we knew it had been down there forever. And so I remember one time going down there, and was it you, Justin, or Nate? I can't remember which one it was, but I just went to smell it.
Oh, yeah, it was me, probably.
Oh,
Yes.
my gosh. That thing was pungent.
Well, it was a 71 whiskey bottle for the national championship for Nebraska.
Yeah.
And so that had some heat to it.
Yeah.
Make your nose hairs burn off. And then that sake
Was 84.
That sake, it's been around since 84.
Wow.
You didn't need to drink very much of that stuff.
No.
Yeah.
So we went to this Japanese grill, where they can shoot the sake in your mouth or whatever. And we were with my kids, and
shoot the sake, or
they spray it into your mouth, like they have it in the water bottle thing.
Yeah.
So they ask you if you want a shot of sake, and so they were coming around, and they're standing at the grill. You know what I'm talking about, right? You've been to some a Benihana type of thing, and they shoot it across the grill at you in your mouth or whatever, and so they did that to me, and my kids were sitting there watching me, and I got done, and they go, "What did it taste like?" I said, "It actually just tastes. That one was weak. It tasted like water, but probably was water. I probably got the wrong one."
You get the placebo.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So
yeah,
no. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know what Mom and Dad are talking about. Never drank out of that.
Never.
Perfect angel.
Yep. All my kids were.
Yeah.
Still are. You have
still are.
3 of the most perfect kids I've ever met in my life.
It's unbelievable. We've been so lucky.
You luck nothing. You guys whipped them into shape. Yeah, you knew what you were doing.
What about the time that you made fun of my dad's daughter? Remember when you said something about
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wearing some kind of dress? What happened there?
I thought Tim was going to kill me.
Okay, but after he started laughing and then realized, oh crap, I probably should invite BJ over this.
Oh, I felt so bad.
Well, she wasn't very old.
No, she wasn't.
A junior.
Junior.
She was going to her first prom. And she came out. So Michael, for those of you listening, Michael was like another sister for me as well. I mean, as much as we hung out with Justin and Nate, Michael became like a little sister to me. And so we could give her grief just like I would my own sister, but she was so excited to show me her prom dress. Like she just wanted me to see her prom dress. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I'm sitting at the kitchen table and her room was down the hall and she comes walking out and it was this black dress and it had a green stripe all the way down the middle of it. And I just said to her, I said, boy, is that the landing strip so he knows where to go? And Tim just starts laughing and I'm like, I shouldn't have said that.
And then you looked over after he stopped laughing, like he stopped laughing. He's going to kill me.
Yeah.
It was true.
Oh, stop.
It was right down in the middle.
Well, yes.
It was.
Yeah, it looked like
it was not becoming at all.
No, it's
and Michael laughed, to be fair, and I have apologized, and she's forgiven me, but
I mean, she got really mad.
We'll see what she says when she gets on the podcast.
That's true. Yeah.
She'll probably remember.
Yeah, that was good. There were, like I said, there were times that do you remember some of the basketball games we played out in the driveway with Nate and Justin and you and me, Tim?
You know what? This is a bad subject for me because I would probably still be playing shooting baskets out in my hoop if my oldest son wouldn't have brought it down. Literally. Right.
Yeah.
Because that was my relaxer, is to go out there and just shoot hoops.
Yeah.
All growing up. That was it. That was my relaxer. Sharon, she used to come by my house all the time. I'd be out in the driveway shooting hoops.
Yeah.
And that was my relaxer. Yes, I do remember games, and I do remember the blood fests that we used to have.
Yeah.
But in that defense, my brother-in-law and I had the best blood fest games.
Yeah, bones could be broken.
Yeah, balls were getting thrown all over the neighborhood, and it was fun. But I do remember those games were fantastic.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's too bad I had to bring it down.
Yeah, it's too bad you had to bring it
down.
So we know we got on the list. We have a new blender on the list, and now we have a new basketball hoop on the list. So, yeah.
I mean, the concrete pole is still there with concrete in it.
Yeah.
It's just because it's never going to leave.
He just hung on it too long.
I busted the pole right like 2 feet up
at the top of the
top where the concrete stopped. It busted right in half. So
yeah. Then we had to graduate to playing golf together. So any stories or memories of playing golf together that come to mind for you?
You probably would have golfed more with BJ and Nate than you did with me and everybody.
I think I remember golfing with Brady.
Yeah.
Were you with us when we were golfing and Nate hit the ball backwards?
No, but I wish I was.
That was the first time.
I remember that anyway.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever seen somebody hit it backwards.
We did a lot of junior golf course, didn't we?
Or Pine Lake.
Yeah. Pine Lakes. And, we were members over at Wellington Green right across the street. Okay. Yeah.
We did Pine Lake. You guys lived there.
Yeah, we used to go to Pine Lake all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. Well, another thing I remember about being at Tim and Sharon's house was all of the books at Tim and Sharon's house.
Oh, my.
Do you know how many books you own, Sharon?
No, because I've gotten rid of some.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I had to break down because I'm running out of room.
Well, Lincoln City Libraries actually calls her.
Yeah, the libraries locally say, "Ma'am, we're running out of books. Can you bring some to us?" And they're like, "How come they have no bind anymore?"
I reread them. No, I've got two bookcases, and there's another table in the living room that has books
and boxes in the garage.
She's got. Do you remember Mom and Dad's room downstairs in the basement? The long wall that is full of books.
Mm-hmm.
just cinder blocks with
books.
Wood shelf built up to the ceiling full of books.
Wow. Do you have a favorite book, Sharon?
Yeah, what book have you read the most?
The most was Gone with the Wind.
She has a Gone with the Wind book that, you know how thick that book is? It's a really thick book. She has it in 5 different parts.
Part 1, part 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 4 copies. And yeah, that's what
4 copies of Gone with the Wind, and she only reads one of them.
Have you ever been a collector of books? Like, do you collect like first editions or?
No, I don't do that. I just try to find authors I like, and then I buy the whole series. But
yeah. Who's your favorite author?
Oh, good grief. Patricia
Dr. Seuss. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Patricia Cornwell. She's it's a murder mystery type.
Cool.
Right up BJ's alley. He likes murder mysteries.
It's forensic. Yeah. She hunts dead people.
Yeah, I see dead people.
Cool. Yeah. So she knows Kevin Costner.
Well, I don't. Yeah, nobody else picked up reading. Michael reads a little bit. I don't read.
Yeah.
Now her daughter Natalie has picked it up. So
Mom's read enough for me. I don't need to read.
No, I know you've read 2 books. You've done good.
I have read a book in its entirety. No, I read it the whole time on the toilet.
Yeah.
Every time I needed a reader, before phones, I read a book.
So
not in one sitting, but
Justin, if I wrote a book, would you read my book?
Oh, sure, I'd read it.
Okay.
But audio
on the toilet.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the toilet?
I'll get somebody to put it on the audios, and then I'll listen to it.
No, I mean you got to read it.
I'll read it.
Okay.
I read books from people that I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you read 2.
I've read a couple.
Yeah.
Tim, do you read?
I do read.
Yeah.
Not as much, Sharon. But I do read. Yeah.
Good. Well,
Mom's also a movie addict too. That's where I got my love for movies.
Yes.
Is just the amount of movies. If there was as many books back in the day, we had VHSs or even Betamaxes full of movies around the house and watching. But
I still kept most of them.
She has a lot of movies.
Yeah, I still collect movies because of that. Even though the digital age now, it's kind of fun to have those.
And one good thing about a movie is it's lighter than a book.
It's true.
Takes up less space.
So when you move,
that's why they don't ever move.
Yeah.
Or when she hits you over the head with it, it's just the movie instead of the book.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It could be an empty case.
Speaking of that, I got up this morning early. It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I put on, Michael was talking about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that movie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. That movie is so good.
You put that on at 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning.
Oh, jeez.
And while I was working on the wall.
You were painting.
Yeah, my dad got up at 3:30 to paint. That's the other thing. My dad's a really good artist, too.
I do
true.
that.
He freehands a lot of... Yeah, he's kind of like a savant in that case. He can just look at something and...
No, not necessarily.
Oh, yes, you can.
Well, he's made something for each of the grandkids for the wall. Yours being the biggest.
Yeah. Brenton's got this, I don't know, 85-inch canvas painting of Dad's creations. That's kind of cool, so pretty cool. But yeah, my dad's a really good artist in that case. And why I was going to ask you about Sunday school earlier is because back when we were in Sunday school, Dad would make all of our games. Like, he came up with, like, these games that were all biblically based. And do you still have some of those?
Stephen
Cassida
took my big board game.
Oh.
He wanted it, so he took it. It's all hand-drawn, and it's basically
it's kind of like
Genesis?
No, it was basically a
sorry game?
Trivial Pursuit?
No, or you end up at the, where you start and end up at the
Yeah, like, well,
almost like
something like that.
Life.
Like a game of
Almost like
life.
a game of life. Only it was Bible things all the way throughout the board.
I remember you making it, and you cut up potatoes to make the little
footsteps.
The footsteps. Yeah. He was making them out of potatoes and making footsteps and out of these paints.
Yeah.
And he would roll it up on this like brown paper.
Yeah.
It's like, like garbage. Yeah. Not garbage bags, but grocery bags. Yeah. And that's why I was going to ask you if about Sunday school, because that's one thing I remember when I was allowed in Sunday school, because Dad used to kick me out. Was the game.
You have to trick them into learning.
Well, yeah, no, you're right.
And I always seem to be able to trick kids into learning things. That way.
It was just a different creative way to do it. Yeah. So I do remember that.
When you went.
When I didn't get kicked out of Mom or kicked out of Dad's Sunday school.
See, I don't remember that.
Kicking me out?
The only person I remember ever kicking out of my class was
Jeremy
Shedlotsky.
Nah.
That's the only person I remember.
You kicked me out because you told me to go do where your mom's at right now, is what you used to say.
And I felt sorry for you because every year you moved up, your dad ended up following you.
Yeah, I was with Justin a long time.
About 4 years worth. So.
Those poor kids in Justin's grade had me forever.
He needed supervision.
I need supervision.
That's what. Yeah.
I mean, it was me and sit on the floor.
Yeah, whatever.
I even asked them one time. I think when the eighth graders were going up to ninth, I set them all down and said, "You guys want to spend more time with me because I've been asked to take over the ninth grade class too." And they all said, "No, we want to stay here."
Well, yeah,
except for just
we didn't really. Most of the people that were in our Sunday school were people that like hung around us, so it was always our core people. Like there wasn't very many kids in the youth group that didn't hang out around us or around their house somewhere else.
You were always together.
There was always a group of us that I wouldn't say core group, but the youth group hung out like all together all the time. So no matter what, and so that's probably why we didn't care. Probably because we didn't want to break in anybody new.
Probably. Yeah.
Scare them away.
So,
but I remember having adults come into my class, and they'd open the door and they'd look and they'd go, no, and they shut the door.
There is food everywhere, and we got children, some kids crying in the corner.
Oh boy.
But anything else on your legal pad that you got there?
No, I was just gonna ask them if we're getting to the end of our time today, but if there was anything you wanted to share with the world, any wisdom you want to impart, any record you want to set straight, anything that is on your heart tonight.
Well, with you and Justin having families and kids and teenagers, hang in there. Yeah. We've been noticing this lately, last couple of years. It will get better, I promise.
They'll move out.
I think she's also talking, when she says about our families, she's also kind of talking about us too. Me and you. Yes. We had that little bit of pre-show talk today. It was about how much Mom and Dad realize things that we've gone through with our own families that they realize it, and there's not a lot they can do, but they're there to support us.
Anytime you
to
need
help.
us.
So
yep.
We can't,
Just some of those details that Mom can't go to daycare for, so and get the gossip.
There's those places where we talked about this with my parents too when they were on, and becoming like a second home. Justin and Nate were able to come to our house, and we were able to come to your house, and I just really appreciated the fact that there was safety in that. We could be ourselves. We didn't have to be. Part of the problem growing up for me is just always being on. You're always on. You always feel like you got to
up on stage.
Yeah, and so being at your guys' house and you guys just loving us like we were your kids, that meant the world to me. that I could be over there and say the things that I could say to your kids, to you, and we could just have fun together and be ourselves. That meant a lot to me, still does, as I look back on that time. So thank you.
I remember I didn't realize how attached Justin was when he had to say goodbye when you moved to Kansas City.
And, here we go, sappy.
And Mary, your mom, came down a day later and was telling me, make sure Justin got to Kansas City and everything. And she was telling me, saying goodbye. And if you know Justin, he really isn't emotional, but she said he cried. So that made me cry. We had everybody crying in the baby room that day. But,
except for the baby.
You were their second family. That, thank God, my kids had somebody else, they could turn to.
Yeah.
Your family was great for.
Thank God you came to Lincoln. Yeah.
Yeah.
We talk about this I talk about this with my kids too, as I've moved them around just as much as I moved around, and probably more so. And then you find people wherever you go that become friends, and some of them are for, the old season. It's scriptural too. So let's spiritualize it. Right. But, for a reason, a season, or a lifetime is what I used to tell my kids. You're going to have friends for a reason, for a season, or a lifetime. And right. Justin and Nate have been friends for life. And there's nothing that's going to change that. If they've put up with me this long, they're stuck with me forever. So, and by default, so are you. So,
yeah. I remember at Justin's wedding, you and Nate were standing there, and the tears were coming down your face. I thought I was going to have to go up there and just hold you two. But you were a family. We all, all like.
Yeah, I could just hear you in the back of your head. Oh, there goes my son.
There goes my who? BJ or me?
Both of you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, no. And it's been nice though. We say this all the time, but that friendship is never going to end. And
no,
like BJ says, we talk all the time, but like even when we see each other, we just pick up right. Our families just pick up right where they left off, and that's the awesome thing about it. So
yeah, you've been very blessed.
Yeah, there was no. Last year we talked about this pre-show. Last year coming out there to see Justin and Becky and you guys, and Justin said, "Well, if you want to see my parents," I said, "It's not a want to. It's we have to. You cannot. It's just part of the deal." So I just appreciate you guys and I love you guys very much. So thank you for being the second mom and dad to me. It means a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all the sappiness is over.
Yep.
Wait a minute.
Well, you got something good?
I got a tear.
You got a tear? Dad's finally got a tear.
He poked his eye.
Yeah, he's put his glasses back on and jabbed himself. But so thank you, Mom and Dad, for coming on. It's probably not as bad as you thought it was going to be.
No, it wasn't bad.
They thought it was going to be a firing squad, I guess. But, I did pre-label the show I called it Call the Cops. So I thought it would go a different way. But I don't know if that's what the episode will actually be called. We'll figure out that later. But
well, when you don't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, well, I don't remember it lightning too much in the middle of snow, but whatever.
That's been a constant message of Tim's for a long time, is if you don't do anything wrong, you don't have anything to worry about. So that's been consistent.
There's one thing I want to say before we take off here. I was in the hospital with COVID pretty bad, and you reached out to me, and it meant a lot to me.
We still talk about that, yes.
And I really appreciate that, because it's something that I know that I don't do personally enough for people that I know are having bad things happen to them. I have a loss for words, and your dad and I have talked about this. I remember one time meeting him at a hospital to go visit a visitation. And I told him, I said, I don't know what good I'm going to do it, because I'm terrible at hospitals, for one thing. I'm not good around people that are in any kind of agony at all. Mm-hmm. And so when friends of mine reach out to me, it really means a lot to me.
Mm.
So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yep. That was a long, that was what?
3 years?
3 years ago? 4 years ago? COVID?
4 years, yeah.
It's like COVID never happened, but I guess still really did.
Yeah, still did.
Thank
Oh, yeah.
you. Yeah.
I remember BJ asking about calling you.
You did. You called and text.
I mean, Sharon makes fun of me because I tell her about a nurse come in one day and they're in these full, you can't see anything of them, they're in these full.
They look like Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
And I told her, I said, you've got really cute ears because that's all you can see. And Sharon makes fun of me. That's all I can see.
Oh, gosh.
And why do you think I wanted to stay with you?
You have
But yeah, it is when you're up there totally by yourself. And I got a lot of thinking done in that time. And yeah, it helped me a lot. I think God puts you in situations that you really need sometimes, even though being sick's not the most.
Yeah, having COVID wasn't that great. Yeah. Not for as long as you were there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, thank you for those words. And, you never know. I was talking to somebody the other day and I said, when God puts somebody on your mind, and if you don't believe in God, then, when your mind goes to somebody that it's our way of just, saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. I do that sometimes with people that, friends, like you said, sometimes we're just not good about it. All of us are that way sometimes. I mean, except Justin. Justin is like phenomenal at that. But,
I try.
I hope people don't feel guilty when they don't, because it's not common, and but it's one of those things. I've got a good friend in Colorado. He's like, I don't reach out to you like you reach out to me. And I'm like, I don't expect you to, but it's those moments when it's just a prompting and it's like, hey, I'm just going to shoot a text and you don't have to respond. You don't have to do anything. It's just like, hey, thinking of you, care about you. And I mean, that was like you said pre-show about just the status of my life a year ago, and seeing you guys walk into their house that night and just being able to give you a hug and see you means the world. Thank you so much for just being in my life. I just really, really appreciate it. So it's always going to go both ways. So
yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, any other stories you want us to cry about?
I think we're good.
Well, we can probably pick up a couple.
No. We can do it. We'll do a part 2 sometime.
I should apologize to your mom when you first moved here, BJ. Well, Justin had bleached his hair blonde and spiked it, so all of a sudden you had to do it.
Yeah,
and your poor mom, and it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
I was a dream center.
So you walk around imitating Justin.
Well.
So here he is in his car with the seat all the way back, driving, like laying down with spiked hair.
I can still see over the steering wheel.
What's that? No, I'm like, how can you lay down and drive? It's like, sit up.
He was laying down and driving.
I can still see over the steering wheel.
Yeah, unfortunately, I get in the car and I fall backwards in the back seat because
I don't think Mom and Dad ever knew the story about running from the cops.
Oh,
no, we heard a story about you guys going down 70th Street or someplace, 56th Street or someplace on one of the podcasts. And I'm going, boy, am I glad I never heard anything.
That's the one with Brady when I was like, I went into the other lanes.
He thought he was dying, going to die.
Am I glad I never heard about these things?
Yeah.
BJ made me run from cops one time. All right, cool. Episode's ending. Yeah, no. I'm surprised we didn't end up in jail a few times.
I was waiting, with my checkbook.
So I was. Yeah. So if there's one, if one of your kids ended up in jail, it'd been who?
It depends on who was the
closest.
Me. It depends on who the closest birthday was.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, in 2025,
no,
it's Nate. He's the closest right now.
He's the closest. Yeah, he's the closest.
All right.
Well, it's been fun.
Well.
Yeah, thank you, Tim and Sharon, for joining us. Thank you for you MVP listeners for listening in tonight. And It's been a fun time of telling stories. If you have a story for us, send us an email to the email box, 3dayoldpodcast@gmail.com. And we're glad to be with you this week, and we'll hopefully see you next week. So here's to I don't have my notes in front of me. So here's to a great time we had with great guests and a great time. We'll see you next time.
See ya.